Hello, and what's happening, everybody, and welcome to your weather forecast. My name is Julie Godot. I am your meteorologist, your weather forecaster for today. I know it's been a minute since we had our last video, and I finally got some time, but I have a very hectic schedule, and I'm not home that much, so now I can finally be in the studio and at my weather center to prepare a weather forecast for you guys as we have wound our way through most of the summer as we have entered the month of September with only a couple of weeks left for summer, and we've just completed the Labor Day holiday. The Minnesota State Fair just concluded as well, so a wonderful summer. We had a wonderful cruise back in July, and now we are both. My wife is back teaching for the new year, and I'm back in my classes as well for the fall semester. So let's jump into a weather forecast that I have prepared for you guys. We're going to be talking about the tropics and a little bit of tropical activity, but I don't see any particularly potent situations yet where a tropical system is imminent, but we do have to talk about some tropical waves and what the pattern looks like now that we are entering into what is called the Cape Verde part of the season, where most of the tropical development evolves off the coast of Africa near the Cape Verde Island. So we look for tropical waves this time of the season in the end of August through early September, and we're going to look for tropical development to work its way across the central Atlantic toward the Caribbean and into this is when storms tend to track towards the northeast U.S. and Canada as well. So we're going to let you know what we're seeing in the tropics, and that we could see a little bit of tropical activity where we could see some rainfall in the Gulf Coast as well. So we're going to be looking at some wet weather along the Gulf Coast related to tropical systems, tropical waves, etc. And let's get to our first map, which is going to be a look at the tropics. And this is what we are looking for as we track the tropics right now. And as we look out here across the Atlantic from September 10th to 12th, so next week, we do look at a tropical wave potentially that's going to come off the coast of Africa, and that is going to make its way toward the central Atlantic. And we're going to be looking for a slight chance for further development, but September 7th and 9th, another tropical wave here might have a little bit better prospects there. But we do have a lot of dust in the mid levels of the atmosphere coming off the Sahara, so that is coming to kind of contributing to a deficit in tropical development. And September 5th, which is today, September 6th is tomorrow, there we are. We can see a tropical system here, a potential area here where we have a slight chance for development. And then Saturday through Monday or Tuesday next week, through the 7th through the 10th, we have another area where we're going to keep an eye on. We start to look for the Caribbean as well, so we can see the potential for a tropical low or something. That tropical low potentially can move into the Gulf of Mexico, and we're going to be seeing the potential for some heavy rain along the Gulf Coast. And in the deep south, as we have a tropical connection there, that's going to produce some very heavy rainfall and possibly some severe thunderstorms as well. So as we look at that tropical rain that could be affecting the Gulf Coast, and there's going to be some downpours that we're going to be seeing through today. So we're going to be seeing that potential for the strong and drenching, very heavy thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast. So we're going to be seeing that low area of low pressure there near East Texas and on the Gulf Coast of Louisiana. And that's going to provide some moisture along the Gulf Coast from Florida through Georgia, as well as Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. We're going to be seeing showers and some thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast through your day today. And we're going to be seeing this is what our tropics look like. So we have one potential tropical wave coming off the coast of Africa, and that's going to move across the Atlantic. And then we have another area of tropical of disturbed weather here off the coast of the U.S. and the Caribbean, and we're going to be seeing that move into the Gulf, and that's going to produce some showers and thunderstorms across the South as we head through the weekend. Again, there is our fetch there, our main driver of tropical systems through the month of September is the Cape Verde Islands off the coast of Africa, and we're going to see our moisture plume travel across the Atlantic. But then at the same time, we have dry, dusty air in the mid to upper levels here across northern Africa. In the north central Atlantic, we have dry air, more stable air. That's going to be lead to a prohibition of tropical development with that dry and dusty air because of smoke, dust from the Sahara Desert coming off the coast of northern Africa and across the Atlantic. And that's headed towards the mainland U.S. and into Canada as well. But we're going to also see the potential for some moisture here across the southern areas of the Caribbean Sea here in the southern Gulf of Mexico and to the east of Central America and parts of South America, just to the north of South America. We're going to be seeing the potential for some moisture and thunderstorms in this region just to the east of Hispaniola and the Lesser Antilles, as well as Cuba. So going to be looking for some showers and thunderstorms, and that's going to be primarily for this week that we're going to be seeing that. And this is what our upper air pattern looks like across the tropics in the Atlantic. Again, that moisture down here across from eastern Mexico, the Yucatan, Central America, and South America, the northern areas of South America, and the Jamaica, the Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico. We are going to be seeing showers and thunderstorms with this area of moisture and this increased activity in this region. And then as we get into your Friday here, tomorrow, Friday through Saturday, we're going to see that area of low pressure make its way along the Gulf Coast. This area of low pressure here, this tropical moisture, is going to keep producing and pumping that moisture across the state of Florida, especially North Florida, north of Orlando to the border with Georgia and Alabama. We're going to be seeing showers and thunderstorms into Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, as well as South Carolina, and the eastern portions of North Carolina as well. And that is going to be Friday through your Saturday, and possibly into your Sunday. But in the northern tier of the country, in the northeast and the upper Great Lakes area, so we do look at have an area of low pressure, an upper level area of low pressure across the upper Midwest, so Michigan, and that low pressure center. It's going to shift off toward the east northeast, and that's going to affect areas like Quebec. So we're going to see that move over towards. It's going to affect eastern Canada. So we're going to see Quebec City and Ottawa, as well as Toronto, pick up some rain showers, and it's whether going to be a westerly flow coming in from that area of low pressure, moving across Michigan and into Canada. So we're going to be seeing that influence, and that's going to bring cooler weather and less humid conditions, as well as that humid conditions will shift off toward the east as we head through the weekend. So for Saturday and Saturday evening, we're going to start to see the rain showers approach Long Island and New Jersey, Pennsylvania as well, West Virginia, parts of Virginia, Maryland. We could see some scattered showers and maybe a little bit cooler weather as well. So that is a little bit of a touch of fall as we head into our weekend here. We're going to see a taste of fall because we are going to be starting to see, we are probably already are starting some of the leaves to change in the Northeast and the northern tier of the country. We're starting to see fall colors starting to come in. Typically it starts in late August and early September. Most of these areas will peak in early October, where we're going to see the richest reds and oranges, the fall colors in the Northeast and New England and Canada as well, and the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes area. So we're just starting to see those changes in the colors as well, as we're going to have several bouts of cooler weather. So it's going to have kind of a seesaw pattern where we're going to see periods of cooler weather followed by periods of a little bit warmer weather as well, and drier and a little bit more humid conditions as well, as we have more of that influence from the Gulf Stream kick in after the passage of this area of low pressure. And we're going to see several a frontal boundary take several days to move across the northern tier of the country in eastern Canada. So we're going to see that area of low pressure moving across Michigan and into the eastern Great Lakes. So Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, we're going to be seeing that low pressure move directly over those areas. And we're going to see that warmer weather in New England. So we're going to see a warmer weather for your Friday tomorrow from Boston through New York City, Washington, and across Pennsylvania. So Pittsburgh up to Buffalo and maybe parts of upstate New York as well. We're going to see a little bit warmer weather, a little bit more humid weather as well ahead of that advancing cold front. And that cold front is going to bring with it some showers as well, and maybe a rumble of thunder along with that. But so we will see some showers and maybe a thunderstorm as we head into your Saturday across parts of the Northeast. In New England, especially along the interior portions of the St. Lawrence River Valley, we're going to be seeing a little bit of wet weather, and temperatures will begin to cool down as we head into your Saturday. We're going to see cooler conditions and a little bit less humidity as well. And here's a look at that cold front as it sweeps on through the Northeast and through the mid-Atlantic states. We're going to see that cold front as it travels from your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Friday, that low pressure center will be moving over the northern Great Lakes, over Lake Huron and Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, and headed over towards the eastern Great Lakes. By the time we get to Saturday, we're going to see that frontal boundary sweep through Lake Erie and Lake Huron, Lake Ontario, and into the St. Lawrence River Valley into the northeast of Canada. So we're going to see that low pressure and that frontal boundary sweep into Maine and New Brunswick, Newfoundland as well, and Labrador. We're going to see that frontal boundary sweep through northeastern Canada over toward the North Atlantic and towards Greenland and Iceland, as that low pressure center sweep off in toward the northeast into the North Atlantic. Again, here's a look at October-like conditions we're going to be seeing for your Sunday after that, as that low pressure center and frontal boundary sweeps through. A northerly flow, a flow from the north and from the west, will bring cooler fall-like conditions, and it's going to feel like October through parts of the eastern Great Lakes and into the Northeast and New England as we head through the weekend into your Sunday. So get ready for some nice temperatures in the 40s in the overnight, in the daytime highs in the 60s to low 70s. So it's going to feel rather fall-like out there as we head into and through the weekend, which will help to give a jump start to those fall colors coming in as we head through this weekend. So I hope y'all in the Northeast enjoy that weather that you're going to see, and we're not going to expect any severe weather, just some light to moderate rain showers with that frontal passage. And then down to the south along the Gulf Coast, we do see areas of tropical moisture that's going to bring showers and thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast. So Texas, Houston, eastward through New Orleans, and along the Gulf Coast through Florida, we're going to see showers and some rounds of heavy rainfall that could lead to some flooding along the Gulf Coast, and maybe some isolated severe storms as well. As well as we're going to see some very wet weather conditions down along the Gulf Coast, and that's going to be through Thursday today. We're going to see that through the weekend, those showers and thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast. So we're going to see the potential for up to 20 inches of rainfall in some locations. So lots of heavy rain again along the immediate Gulf Coast. So Florida, all the way from Orlando, clear over to Tallahassee, Apalachicola, Pensacola, and Biloxi, Mississippi, and Gulf Shores, Alabama, New Orleans, Houston, Beaumont, Texas. Those regions can look for several inches of rainfall through the weekend. And we could see the potential where we could see some areas pick up as much as 12 plus inches of rain. Some isolated spots picking up as much as 18 to 20 inches along the immediate Gulf Coast. And so New Orleans over to Houston, and then back over towards Biloxi, Mississippi, and Gulf Shores, Louisiana is where we can see the heaviest of that rainfall. So just be ready to be prepared for that wet weather to come through the weekend. So through Saturday night, we're going to see very wet conditions along the Gulf Coast. And then here we go, as we look for your Friday and Saturday, we're going to see those downpours along the Gulf Coast. So once again, with that heavy rain from eastern Louisiana through along the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, all the way up into the Carolinas. That is a look at your weather forecast. My name is Dooley Godot, your weather forecaster today. And have a great day and a great afternoon. I hope you guys are safe out there. And I will be back again tomorrow with another weather forecast for you guys, since I will have a relatively free day or easier day tomorrow once again. So I will see y'all in the next video. So until then, have a great day and be safe and take care of one another. Bye-bye.